So I have an old Britannia here, and the door is missing, and I've ordered it. But when I ordered, this back door was still on with one hinge, and it cracked off since. So I'm repairing this back door at the moment, and I want to just show you the trick on how I'm doing that. So both hinges cracked off. So it's, you know, it's this kind of truck as you want to, if you want to see the front. There we go. All right. So I've taken the door and I cut out a piece of tin with two levers on it, which will be the hinges. And I've epoxied last night this piece of tin in behind, and I clamped it with the vice grip and some of these doctor pliers. I clamped it on so it's really tight, and it's going to go back on here. And now I'm going to go filing it. As you can see, the hinges are these tin pieces sticking out. So you want to clamp it pretty tight, the door, and protect it from the grips inside the vise. I've got two cardboards there. And you want to go with the tin, not against the tin, and push it off the piece. And you want to file it down to the cast iron door nicely. Take your time. Don't rush this. Get it back to exactly the same shape as it was. And also file in towards the door if you're going to file in. I should have it turned the other way around, really. I should have it turned this way so you're filing in, but I like to see the door at the moment. You'll see the door side come equal to it in any minute now. See, it's getting there. Yeah, I got an old piece of drain pipe, and I've cut two pieces out of it and bent them over for protection for my vice grips against damaging parts. So now we can start doing this properly. Don't know why I didn't do that before. There's a little door handle on this door of this Jeep I have to mind. So we're going to put it in like this here. And mind the door handle. Now it's at least it's aluminum, it's soft and it's protected. And we can carry on filing these parts here down to the door size. You know, you use this file, it's a little bit bigger for the beginning, and then you go to needle files to finish it. It's the best way to get your part to look good because you can feel what you're doing, not like with a Dremel or anything so you really can't feel it. Now I'm filing in, but I want to see the door. I want to see how far I have to go down. It goes pretty fast. You can see it's going down pretty fast. I'm going to get a really good rough shape first. As you can see, the door doesn't fit in yet into these hinges. It's very close. And I copied where the old hinges broke off roughly. So I'm just going to give a Dremel and give this a little cut here. Try to straighten this out a bit. And we'll do this one a little bit. Oops, that was a bit much, but we'll see if it fits again. See how close it is. This tab on this top piece isn't going in yet, but when you go down here it's very close. See that? So I can take this tab back a little bit more to give myself a little bit more room. It's beginning to fit in. This other door comes this way and that has to close, of course. Beginning to fit in. I have a little bit more squeezing and fitting to do. And we'll be set. It's going to look good. So I got the door fairly well fitted. It came apart a little bit on top. I have to glue it a little bit more. Now it's pretty tight. I put these two tabs up in the inside here and I'm bending them around the pin, as you can see, like this. There we go. And then I'll finish them afterwards. But now I have a hinged door, more or less. It fits pretty well. I mean, they're always a little bit off on these cars, but I just solder this in behind now and we'll see what we got. And I have this swoop on this side. See this original one? Can you see it there in the light? I have a little bit of swoop here I can fill in and touch up. So there we go. Get it in so you can see it really good there. There's the broken one and there's the original. And you know, it'll open up in the end. It needs to finish off first. So I bent these little tabs around for the hinge and fitted it a couple of times and, you know, filed here and made sure it fit about 3 or 4 times or 5 times. Now we're going to solder these two ends of the hinge closed so it can't really go anywhere. And then as you can see, I got a little split here where it did come apart a bit, but we'll re-glue that when it's all done because I need to put little epoxy on it at different places. Little bit of flux for soldering. What can you see? Where can you? There's flux. A little bit of flux on this for the soldering. I got a Veller electric gun here, which I'm going to use. Here we go. Right, it's heating up. Sometimes you can dip it into the solder pot. Wait, I gotta make sure I get this in the, dip it in the, and it cleans the tip for you a bit. So now we're gonna just put a dab of solder on each one of these. Doesn't really need too much, you know. Beginning to heat up. Sure, it gets in there. I think that'll hold it. Doesn't need too much. I want you to see this, so there we go. Sure, it gets quite hot in there, right? You know, so that it does hold. And voila, that's that done. Yeah, I'm filing in from behind, but I want to see the front of the door to see when I get the matching moment. I'm just fine-tuning this now and filing everything exactly the way it should be. As you can see, it's looking very nice. Put some light on there. And then I take some burrs off the back edge here with a needle file, of course, right? Well, it's not a needle file, it's just a small files. But they give it a really nice finish. You just have to learn how to use these files properly. The cast iron is quite soft, actually. As you can see, my door is nearly done. Oh, as you can see, my door is nearly done. So I'll do that. I will stick this piece here where it's got a crack in it with the epoxy and brace it together, and then I'll put a little epoxy in the top here of the hinge to make it look like the original. And it should be ready to go. As you can see, I filled in the two little hinges here, so they look more like original. And I've glued this top back together, and I'm just pressing them together with these two, I'll call them doctor pliers, but. So there you go, that'll dry, and I'll just give it a touch-up file. It'll be ready to install, or paint and install. That's how you make the doors, hinges. And they can't fall off because the tin in the back here is holding it up. So I filed the door. I haven't sprayed it yet, but you can see that it works quite well, and it does an even little catch here, so it's nice. I had to put a little spring in here to lift this up a little bit to make them match. If I find a washer, I'll put it in there later on. So there's the little doors, and this side is a new one here. I haven't painted it or anything yet. There you go. So that's that fixed. Now this hinge here is broke, and I've kind of ground it out a little bit with the drill and then filed a little with the little needle file, a round needle file. Took a pop rivet. Can you see that? One sec. There, a little pop rivet. And I'll put it in the pliers. I took a pop rivet and ground off the head so it stayed the same length. And I'm going to epoxy that with JB weld into here so that I have a hinge again for my door. Now here's the hinge epoxied in. It looks pretty good. We'll clean that off afterwards. And I put a pin through because I want the hole to be a little tighter than what it is right now. I have to do this side a bit. As you can see, there's a little mark here. That should clean up pretty quick afterwards, and that's what you want. And there we go, ready to go here again. Right, there's the hinge. There's a pin through it at the moment. Yeah, I've finished the Britain toy, and I filed off this hinge, the hinge I put on, and took out the pin, so it's all ready to go for the door when it comes. I don't know if the door needs spraying or not. And we have the new hinges back here. I haven't bent these in yet, these little tabs here, but that's okay. I have the new door here, there we go, right? And I have my hinge, so the truck is all repaired. There is tyres, original replica tyres coming, I hope, from England, so the truck is going to look fantastic. But that's how you repair, your parts as you go along. I mean, everybody has different methods. Nobody is an expert. Everybody has different ways of doing things. You can buy some parts in England. So, you can look that up. I just decided not to buy that part and show you how to repair parts as well while I was at it. I hope this helps. Hope this helps you with your toys. I hope I haven't damaged it. Yeah, still in one piece. That's what videos mean. Cut, cut, cut.